Very warm welcome to you all for Storage Area Network session. Myself Dr. Lokesh MR, Professor Computer Science and Engineering. Along with me, Professor Amrut, Assistant Professor Information Science and Engineering, is handling these subjects. Okay, since I told that this is a subject of storage area networks with the code of 17 CS 754 for 7th semester. Okay, this subject is comes under the CBSE scheme. Okay, and today I want to discuss what are the objective of this subject as well as what is the course outcome of this subjects. Along with that, I want to introduce what are the syllabus are available for the storage area networks. Okay, the main objective of this storage area network is to understand how our storage system has been managed in the large scale parameters. Okay, large scale parameter in the sense that all the people in the organization or individually the data is generated. The data generated has to be stored in the some place. Okay, for example, people who are using a mobile, okay, have a memory element in the mobile itself for storing their data. Without storing the data, we can't perform any operations. Okay, the main objective of this course is to understand what are the storage architectures available in the technology for storing a large number of data and how the service will be provided for large number of storages. That is one thing. The second thing is how actually the communication between the users as well as the storage unit, we call it as a data centers, is been done. Okay, and what are the infrastructure has been used for storage area networks and what are the technology has been used for communicating between the user as the host machine to the data centers. Okay, in between data center, that is the second objective that we have to understand. And the third objective is to do how the backup operation has been done. Okay, and as well as recovery operations has been done, and how the rollback operations like replications of the data which is being stored in the storage area network has been done. That is the third objective. And the fourth objective is cloud computing properties. Okay, you people have know that we have to store our data in the cloud. So cloud in the sense that actually the data is stored in the data centers. We are going to access the particular data in the data centers by means of cloud. Cloud is nothing but a service providers which will give the services to the host machine or the end users with respect to the requirements. Okay, with respect to the business perspectives. That means we are not hiring the services from the service providers. Okay, those concept is called as cloud computing. So that is the fourth objective of this subject. And the fifth objective of the subject is to manage the security operations whenever we are communicating between the host machine as well as the data centers. There will be many intermediate components. Okay, what are the security features has been utilized. That is our fifth objectives. Along with that, how do we manage the storage unit, okay, as well as the users for efficient use of communications. Okay, that is the objective of this subject. Next, after understanding the objective, we need to understand what is the outcome of the subjects. Okay, outcome of the subjects. The first outcome of the subject is to apply and determine the various storage architectures in the storage area network concepts. That is the first outcome. And the second outcome is to demonstrate the infrastructures of storage area technologies and also the virtualization concepts understand in these subjects. Okay, and the third outcome is to examine the backups, how the backups has been done and the how recovery has been done, how the disaster management has been done by using a concept of recovery, to perform the business continuity if any disasters occurs, along with the replication of data for continuity of our business and to manage the data. That is the third outcome of the subject. Okay, and the fourth outcome is to understand the cloud computing characteristics and its benefits. And the fifth objective is to discuss about the securing and managing of storage infrastructures. Okay, this is the 5 objective after understanding these subjects and overcoming these subjects. Okay, after learning these subjects, these are the 5 objectives, outcomes we are learning. Now let us discuss individually how actually your syllabus has been organized. Okay, so whenever the first module is defined by the name called storage systems, as the name indicates storage system. Okay, so we need to understand what are the interconnections for storing the informations. Okay, interconnection in the sense that it what is the different architectures present for storing the informations and what are the key elements of the storing the information. The key elements of the storing the informations are some data centers. That means it contains a group of disks. Okay, so like how you people have learned to store the elements by the memory in the mobile, like memory element, or in the computer we have an hard disk. Similarly, they have a large number of hard disks which is placed in some place. Okay, such place is called as a data centers. And to increase the performance of using the data centers for the business utility, we use the concept called virtualization. Okay, the word virtualization is nothing but the logical unit of the physical element present in it. That means instead of directly asking users to access the physical element, we used to ask the users to access the physical element along with the logical unit. That means a address of the physical data is stored and a software is made, and through the address of the physical data we are accessing the disks in the data centers. Okay, that is called as an virtualization. So whenever we talk about the virtualizations, we are not talking only the physical disk virtualizations, we are also talk about the computing virtualization, and also we will talk about the hardware virtualization or hardware virtualizations which we are using in the host machine. Along with that, we are understanding a cloud computing concept. As I was telling that cloud computing concept is nothing but the service provider according to the requirement of the users. Okay, so cloud computing concepts also will be introduced in the first chapter in the module 1 has storage system. Along with that, we continue with the components of or elements of data centers. We deal with the data centers, what are the elements are present in the data centers. Whenever we want to access any element, components in the data centers or data in the data centers, we need computers, right? We are interacting with the technology for storing the data by using a computers. In the storage area network, the computers or laptops or tabs are called as a host machines. Okay, host machines. So that means if you want to access any data, we are querying the data in the host machines by using some applications in it. Okay, applications in it, application software in it. Okay, the host machines contain an application software. By using an application software, we are accessing it. So along with that, we are using some connectivity devices. So you may know that whenever we are using a computer, we are using a wire for connecting it. Okay, not only it's a wire, we are using some ports. Okay, so some hardware ports as well as a software port for communication between the host machine to the storage devices. Okay, not only that, the host machine and connectivity devices, we are using a different types of storages in the sense that like hard disk storages, and in the host machines and in the data center there are an array of disk which are storing in it. Along with that, we are using some computer network interfaces, something like routers, gateways and intermediate devices like that. Okay, so along with that, basic elements like host, connectivity devices and storage elements like hard disk and arrays of disk and different applications, we are using power backups in the data centers and as well as air coolers. Okay, these are the infrastructures we are using it. So that concepts we are studying in the first module as a storage system. And the second concepts which we are studying in this subject is by the name called RAID. Okay, RAID. So what do you mean by that? That means redundant array independent disk. So you may know that we are using a computer with one hard disk and one more person is using a computer with one more hard disk. So like that, there will be a group of computer hard disk. We need to integrate that group of hard disk and we have to make a large number of arrays. Okay, at that cases we use a concept called RAID. Okay, this RAID will use for increasing the performance of the utilization of storage area networks. It's not only improve the performance of this storage area networks, it also protect the data from the unauthorized users, and if any losses occurs, okay, in the data center storages, that can be done by using a RAID concepts by performing a replication operations or mirroring operations. Okay, and if any error occurs by disaster things, that means crashing of the disks, so some recovery will be happened by using something called parity disks, parity disk. We are understanding the three concepts in the RAID by the name called RAID 1, RAID 2, RAID 3, like that. So each RAID will be used for an individual operations. The main purpose of the RAID operations, that means redundant array independent disk. Okay, a redundant array independent disk is to group the small disk to a large disk so that it can be utilized for the many users. That means we need to increase the performance of the storage element. For that we are using a concept of RAID, and we need to have a availability. That means if the number of users who uses the data access should be managed by the many people. Okay, at that cases, so we need to use a technology called RAID. And if any disasters occurs, okay, at that cases we need to replicate the data which is present in one disk to the another disk, so by the concept called mirroring, and then we are using a RAID. And if any disaster occurs, so at that cases we need to recover the data which is present in the data centers, so that is called as protection, data protections by using the concept of parity generators. So that we will understand the concept in the first module. and we are understanding the concept also how the intelligent system, okay, how intelligent storage system has been developed. Okay, so whenever we talk about the intelligent storage systems in the first storage systems, you people have come across in the computer organization the concept called caching. Okay, so caching is the memory, frequently used memory, which is available in the primary memory. We know that there are two types of memory: secondary storage memory and the primary storage memory. So we directly interacting, the users will directly interacting with the primary storage memory if they by interacting with the secondary storage memories. Along with the primary memory, we are using some caching operations. Okay, caching operations means a temporary storage data which is used frequently, we are using it. So we design a storage systems with adding some cache to the existing storage systems. Okay, so that we can increase the storage performance, and we can also make our storage systems as an intelligent, along with by adding some ports in the receiving side and port in the data center side, so that the combination of taking the input from the host by the infrastructures and giving back the data to the data centers and retrieving the data from the data centers in the form of write operations and read operations will be done by using an intelligent software, by designing a structure called front port, back port, as well as the cache memory in between. Such components is called as components of intelligent storage systems. These are the and how it is implemented whenever we by using a cache memory, that we have learned in the we will learn in the first module. Okay, so along with that, this is an introductory talk will tells about what are the different types of architectures are present in the storage area operations, and the second thing is what are the infrastructures we are using it for storage area, and the third one is the technique called RAID, redundant array of independent disks, how it is implemented and managed for the different purpose, along with the intelligent storage systems. Okay, these is the concepts we learned in the first module. Coming to that, so as I was telling that this is the first objective, to understand how the storages is been done, and the second objective is to understand what are the infrastructure utilized for hosting our data to the data center. Hosting means transferring our data to the data centers and receiving the data from the data centers. Okay, to perform that we need to have an infrastructure. As I was telling that we need a cable wire to connect from one computer to the another computer. Along with that, not only wire we are using it, we are using a software, hardware components like disks. Okay, so ports we are using for connecting the devices. There are different options of connecting the devices along with different technologies and as well as different topologies for connecting the devices. Okay, so while connecting the devices from one computer to the another computer, we used to connect the devices with the cable wires, right? So that cable wire may be a coaxial cable wires, or it may be a fiber wires, optical fiber wires. Okay, so not only we are just connecting to the one computer to the another computer along with the cable wires, so we connect the cable wire along with some set of rules. Okay, set of rules. That set of rules is called as fiber channels. Okay, fiber channels. So we understand how our storage area is connected in the form of network by using the fiber cables, and those concept is called as fiber channels that we will introduce in the second module. Along with that, not only we are using the hardware components like wires and all for connecting, and software stacks of channels like fiber channels. Along with that, we are dealing with connecting between one computer to the another computer along with some protocols. That protocols will be called as a stack. Protocols will be communicated between one computer to the another computer along with the address, and different types of operations we are doing it. Okay, so that is one concept regarding the fiber channel and connectivity devices, and what are the protocol which we are using it. Along with that, we are understanding the concept called SCSI. Okay, SCSI is the small scale computer interface which we are it's a protocol which we are using in the connecting of devices. Along with that, we are using fiber channel internet protocol for connecting the things. That means the connecting is done either by the cable wires like coaxial cable wire by using a small scale interface, small scale computer interfaces, or else by using SCSI, or else we used to connect by using a fiber channel. Nowadays we are using a fiber channels for connecting the things along with the IPs, okay, internet protocols. That means individual computers will be given a unique ID, and we are connecting unique connections of the computers. So along with that, we are using a networked storage area, network attached storage by the name called NSA. Okay, so along with what are the different types of protocol has been used, and what are the operations we are using in it, and different types of virtualization things which we have used, that we will learn in the second module. And the third module, we discuss about what is the backup. Okay, and if you are performing the backup operations, what actually will be achieved. Okay, the availability of data for the many users will be done. That means the performance of the storage sharing informations will be done. Along with that, business continuity will be done by using the virtualization concept, and even for the non-virtualization concept, the business continuity will be done by performing the data backups, as well as we perform something called archive of the data. Archive of the data in the sense that instead of storing the data in the data centers with as it is, we merge it and we combined it, and then we are storing the data in the data center, so that the storing capacity of the disks will be reduced, and we can we can store large number of data in the less spaces. That is the archives. So sometimes some data which we are storing in one data centers may crash. Okay, to overcome that, we are using a replications of the data, or duplications of the data, or once it is duplications of the data, if the redundant data is large, so we come across deduplications of the data. So how our management of infrastructures in the data centers is learned in the third module. Okay, so in the fourth module, we are discussing what are the concept of cloud computing. As I was telling that in the cloud computing, we are performing the operations of cloud computings for different services. Okay, infrastructure as a services, and storage as a services, as well as computing as a services. Okay, like that. in some cases the services which is providing by the users may not be utilized. Okay, so at that cases, in some cases the storages of storage services is required. So at that cases the storage operations will be shifted or migrated by taking the requirements of services. Okay, those concepts we are learning in the fourth module by the name called cloud computing characteristics and storages. Whenever we performing such type of operations, that means we store the data depends upon the requirements of the end users, and we provide the services for the required person itself. So we need to add some extra technologies, and we need to add different algorithms to overcome that. So those things will be learned, okay, in the fourth module. So earlier days we use a old technology, that means the data is stored in the disks and we are using a many number of cache memories like that. But nowadays all the data which is physical disk are being virtualized, and we are accessing the data through the logical volume address. The logical volume address in the sense that we are not accessing directly the physical address. If you want to access the directly physical address, we are accessing along with the we are accessing the physical devices along with the address of the physical devices. So these address of the physical devices will be accessed by the concept called virtualizations. So these virtualization concepts in turns moves us from normal disk centers into a cloud environment. Okay, it uses a special high internet for connecting to the physical disk by using a concept called virtualization. How actually our services will be provided and how deployment of the virtualization concepts is learned in the fourth module, and we call it as a cloud computing. And these type of operations, that is virtualization of the concepts and using the network infrastructures for accessing the data from the data centers and providing the services to the host machines, so will be done with depends with the different stages as infrastructure as a services, cloud as a services, and storage as a services. So that is our fourth module syllabus. And in fifth module syllabus, we understand the concept of security. So what do you mean by why do we want security? Because whenever we are in dealing with storing our data in the data centers and accessing the data in the data centers, we are using a different infrastructures. Okay, infrastructures like starting from the host machines contains disks along with the different applications. So whenever the user is using a different applications, he may attack with the attackers by using a attackers like by different hackers. So that is one thing. In some cases when the technology is using, so there will be some threats. Okay, threats in the sense that some uninterrupted operations than the normal operations may occur. Okay, at that cases we need to check out all the operations along with the security operations. Okay, not only we are checking the security operations by the host machines or the applications where the data is given, so we are also using the security aspects in the infrastructures. Like in the second module, we have studied something called storage networking. Okay, storage networking, we are using fiber channel storage area network concepts. That means we are connecting all the storage area network by using the fiber channels. That is one thing. The second thing is we are connecting the storage area network through the internet protocols. That means we are utilizing the internet for connecting from one computer to the another computers. So not only that, we are using a network attached storage. That means a group of network is attached as an integrated things, and we are performing. Whenever we are dealing with the different domains of storages for connecting to the data centers, we need to provide a security solutions for each domain, whether the data which is receiving from the host machine is a secured data or not. So the transferring of data from one host machine to the another host machine is secured or not without transferring a unauthorized data. That we are understanding. That means security aspects in the network storage networks also we are understanding. And the third concepts in the fifth module we are learning is virtualization and cloud environments. Okay, so that is the fourth concepts we have discussed, virtualization and cloud concepts. What are the security features are available for virtualizations whenever we are performing the virtualizing the hardware devices, virtualizing the memory, virtualizing the computing. So what are the security aspects we have to consider, and what are the solutions we have to give for the security of securing our virtualization concepts? That is the things which we are studying. Along with that, we understand the various managing infrastructures or managing softwares for both classical components like data centers which we are using. So for each data center which we are using, the end user should know how much disk is free space for storing the data. Okay, and how much data center data is been, who is the user has been utilizing the data. Okay, like that the monitoring of data centers information has to be known to the users. Okay, so that we need a monitoring softwares. Okay, so for managing the data centers, not only we are using a monitoring software for managing the disks, we are also using a virtualization environment, how the virtualization environment is managed by using the software. Okay, that means managing of storage infrastructures we are learning. Along with that, information life cycle management we learned. What do you mean by information life cycle management? Means like as the procedure tells that the host machines will give the storage data to the data center to store it. Okay, whenever we are host machine is giving the data to the storage center to the store the data, it won't directly store the data centers to the data centers. It has an intermediate, it has to transfer to the intermediate devices for transferring from one host machines to the end host machines. So these infrastructure stages will be having the security features. Okay, in each stages it will check whether the data, where the data has to be stored, and it will be authenticated. Okay, so that means some information life cycle management should be known to the users. The company will be following some infrastructures management storage, so that we are learning. Okay, along with that we understand storage tiers. Storage tiers means like different way of storing the information. Okay, along with that we understand cloud services. Okay, what are the, how the cloud service management is been done. Okay, that is your fifth module which completes us. So for this subject, okay, we are following the two textbooks. The one textbook by the name called Information Storage and Management. The author of Information Storage and Management is is EMC Education Services. So you may know that we have a company called EMC Square. It is used as a storage services industry. Okay, the service storages industry itself has been have the education services for training their employees for storage activities which is done, and how service has been provided. Those company has been written one book by the name called Information Storage and Management. Okay, it is published by Welser. That is one subject. This book it covers almost all the module in our syllabus. So some virtualization concepts is been taken by the another textbook by the name called Storage Virtualization by the author called Clark Tump. Okay, Clark Tump. So it is published by Edison Wilson Publishers. Okay, so these are the two textbooks we are following whenever we are discussing about the storage area networks. Okay, so I will tell you what are once again what are the course outcome of the subjects after completing completely understanding how the 5 module has been divided, and it is divided to all the syllabus. First we need to understand the key challenges in managing the information and analyze different storage, networking and virtualization concepts. And the second outcome of this subject is to explain the component and the implementation of network attached storage. And the third one is it describes different architectures for archiving and replications of data, and for different forms of virtualizations. And the fourth one is we need to understand how our storage infrastructures are secured and how the management activities has been done in the storage area networks. Okay, thank you for the attention. Thank you.